Hey everybody, it's Paul from the Let's Talk Magic podcast. I'm here to talk today about the Olympic Games 2024. It is upon us and we have competitive basketball to watch. There is 3-on-3 game and there is the full 5-on-5 game. There is no British team in this year. The teams didn't qualify in either the men's or the women's game. The British Basketball Federation actually opted not to enter a GB senior men's team into the pre-Olympic qualifying tournament, which was in August 2023. The focus for the British team has been upon qualifying for Eurobasket in 2025. Therefore, for us Brits, we have to decide who to support in the upcoming tournament. So this is our guide to the teams and the competition for the men's 5-on-5 basketball Olympic gold. In the group phase, there are three groups. You are looking at Group A being Australia, Greece, Canada and Spain. That is known so far as the group of death. Every tournament has a group of death. This is that one as far as the Olympic men's 5-on-5 basketball is concerned. Group B is France and Germany with Japan and Brazil. Group C, Serbia, South Sudan, Puerto Rico and the United States of America, Team America. The group phase, it takes place between July the 27th and the 3rd of August in the Stade Pierre-Mauroy in Lille in France. The stadium has a retractable roof allowing for an indoor configuration at this stadium. It has an indoor capacity of 27,000 people and it has hosted basketball before during Euro 2015, Eurobasket 2015. For the quarterfinals and onwards, on completion of the group stage, it moves to a tournament competition and moves from Lille up to Paris. Here, the Accor Arena will be used. That sits on the bank of the Seine. It has a capacity of 15,600 people for basketball. The arena is used to host the Paris NBA Global Game each season. The draw for the group stage from after the group stage takes place to decide pairings for the knockout stages of the competition. The teams who qualified are divided into four pots. Pot D comprises of the two top-ranked first-place teams from the group phase. Pot E comprises the lowest-ranked first-place team and the best second-place team from the group phase. Pot F comprises the remaining second-place teams from the group phase. Hope you're getting this. So that's 6 teams so far. And Group G comprises the two best third-place teams. The draw principle is effectively this, that the teams from Pot D are drawn against the teams from Pot G. So the strongest two teams meet the weakest two teams as far as the group stages of qualifying are concerned. Then Pot E, which is the second best, meet Pot F, the third best. But there is a caveat, teams from the same group cannot be drawn against each other in the quarterfinals. So the 4 quarterfinal games take place August the 6th. The 2 semi-final games take place August the 8th. And the bronze and gold medal games both take place on August the 10th. Now, before we go into talking about teams, there are some differences between FIBA rules and the NBA rules. It's worth noting these differences because the Olympics is played under FIBA rules, which is the world governing body of basketball. So, in the NBA, defensive players aren't able to stay in a restricted area longer than 3 seconds, as we all know, if a player's not actively guarding an opponent. That's not the case in FIBA under their games, under their rules. And there's more of this to come later because it is quite an important point. Basket interference is also another big change. Once the ball strikes the rim, any player can go for the ball, i.e. you can swat it away from over the top of the rim, or you can tap it in from over the rim. That's not permitted in the NBA. Travelling, that's also called differently. In the NBA, player catches the ball, they can take a step before dribbling. In FIBA, unless the player is pivoting in place, they must put the ball onto the floor before taking a step. players are able to take steps and dribble simultaneously in FIBA. Okay. Another big change, another big important difference is if you commit 5 fouls, you are out. You're tossed from the game in Olympic play. That differs from the 6 that you are allowed in the NBA. The size of the court is smaller in the international game from the NBA. And that sees, in turn, the 3-point line being shorter for FIBA matches than it is in the NBA. And that can be as much as half a metre. It's quite a difference. Each quarter, as opposed to 12 minutes played in the NBA, is 10 minutes in FIBA games. Teams are given 7 timeouts during the NBA. During the Olympic basketball, teams will have 2 timeouts in the first half and 3 in the second. Countries can only use 2 timeouts in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. So you can't save all 3 of your timeouts in that second half into just the final 2 minutes of the game. And then there are also some differences as far as free throws, technical free throws, and where the ball restarts between the codes. But that gets really quite complicated. So let's talk about the bus. Let's talk about the teams. Basketball is an international game. Most people think this is America's tournament to lose. They are the only team comprised entirely of NBA talent, and they are loaded with all-stars. If you haven't seen the squad, it reads LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo. Derek White was drafted in as a later replacement after it was, I forgot who withdrew. I've forgotten who withdrew, but it doesn't matter, not to worry. America is coming off a 4th place finish at the last FIBA World Cup, and they, granted, it's a very different roster, this one, but players and coaches alike want to prove that Team USA is still the team to beat. The head coach is Steve Kerr. Assistant coaches Ty Lue, who is the head coach of the LA Clippers, and Eric Spoelstra, head coach of the Miami Heat. And then they've also got a third assistant coach, who is Mark Few. For those who are unaware, he is Gonzaga University's head coach. And the player who withdrew, it's just come to me, was Kawhi Leonard. So apologies for just jumping back there, because I'd forgotten that bit. Okay, Bookie's second favourites, Canada. Another roster teeming with NBA talent. The names are impressive. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, RJ Barrett, Ken Birch, former Orlando Magic guy, Dylan Brooks, Lou Dort, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Trey Lyles, Jamal Murray, and Andrew Nembhard, Kelly Olynyk, Dwight Powell, and also one of these names that was waived by the Orlando Magic in 2015, having drafted him, is Melvin Agim. They are pitched into a tough group, and they will have to shoot well to progress. France, home team, and they are the third favourites, and most of their team returns that finished runner-up at the 2020 Olympics. Nicholas Batum, Bilal Koulibaly, Nando De Colo, he's got NBA experience with the San Antonio Spurs and Toronto Raptors. Evan Fournier, Rudy Gobert, Frank Ntilikina, Evan Fournier, Rudy Gobert. Who else have we got? Then we have, I apologise for absolutely butchering this geezer's name before I start saying it. I apologise in advance. Gershon Yabusele, who also used to play for the Boston Celtics. They are all names either currently in the NBA or with NBA experience. Add to that, they added reigning Rookie of the Year for the NBA, Victor Wembanyama. They have some talent, they have some depth, they have experience. It's also worth noting, I said that we'd be coming back to this, that with the rule difference between the NBA and FIBA competitions as far as the 3-second defensive rule, Wemby and Rudy Gobert can basically camp out in the key and protect the rim. They are going to be a very, very difficult team to score on because of that change. Following on from France as third favourites, you have Serbia and Greece. Each are blessed with chemistry. Each are carrying on the tails of a NBA superstar MVP talent. One has Nikola Jokic, the other has Giannis. Serbia has more NBA experience as far as the two go. Bogdan Bogdanovic, Dejan Davidovic. Oh dear, I should have got rid of this one. Marko Guduric, Nikola Jokic, Vasily Misic, Filip Petruso, and Alexei Pukashevsky all have NBA experience. As I say, the Greek less so, but they are a unit that have played together for some time. Now, from a Magic perspective, I'm going to say that the six favourites are where it's at, and that's Team Germany. Reigning FIBA World Cup champions, they are led by our very own Maurice and Franz Wagner. EuroLeague superstar Johannes Voigtmann, coupled with the play of Dennis Schroeder and Daniel Theis, makes this German team have a really, really good shot at taking a medal. Both Isaac Bonga and Daniel Theis, as I mentioned, they have NBA experience, and Andreas Obst, he provides many seasons of EuroLeague and Team Germany experience. They will be no pushovers. They are a cohesive unit. Australia, they are built deep and remain a team brimming with quality NBA role players. Dyson Daniels, Matthew Dellavedova, Dante Exum, Josh Giddey, Josh Green, Joe Ingles, our former guy now with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Jock Langdale, Will Magnay. I'll put my teeth in and get the orders of the letters right. Patty Mills and Diop Reith all either have NBA experience or currently play. The Aussies beat Slovenia to win the bronze medal in 2020, but they have to navigate this horrible group of Canada, Greece, Spain, and themselves. And truth be told, Spain, as we've just mentioned them, are not the team that they were, but they are still a team full of talented NBA experience and international veterans. Alex Abrinas, Santi Aldama, Lorenzo Brown, who bit of a journeyman with the NBA, Rudy Fernandez, Usman Garuba, who's currently with the Golden State Warriors, Juancho Hernangomez, and brother Willie. They won't be pushovers, but again, the pairing of them with Greece, Canada, and Australia, it's going to be no cakewalk. Now, finally, before I finish, where to watch? I'm going to do it from two perspectives here. Do it first with the UK. Here, the basketball is being carried by Eurosport and Discovery Plus. Yes, the BBC do have Olympic Games, but they are not scheduled to have the basketball coverage. So that's worth noting. Probably best place is to start with Eurosport and Discovery Plus. For our friends across the Atlantic, whilst I was writing this, I've done a little bit of research and I've seen several providers being listed. That being Fubo, never heard of them personally, Peacock and CNBC. I did also see that Team USA games are being carried by the NBC network. So you can check out the broadcast schedule for yourself on websites such as livesporttv.com or where'sthematch.com. They have full listings of the sports and where they are on, which channels. So probably the best place to start looking for you guys, I would suggest. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We very much appreciate it. From my point of view, go Team Germany, Team France, Team Mo. But hey, whoever you root for, enjoy the basketball. It's good to have competitive sport back. Till next time, let's go Magic.